Good morning, everyone. I'm going to start with a short story that I hope has some relevance to this process. Sometime toward the end of the last century, I recall receiving a survey from Marietta asking a number of questions about the years spent here as a student. It was a pretty lengthy questionnaire, and I only remember one of the questions. It was something like, what was the most useful and valuable course you took at MC? This math major unhesitatingly answered, Speech 101. Now, here we are, 51 years ago, when you asked this kid to attend a class as a first semester freshman, my response would not have been the same. The wisdom of a liberal arts education has served me well. I'm being honored today for service to Marietta. I feel somewhat guilty taking the stage for doing something that has been and is fun, and that so many other people contribute to make it happen. This adventure started, as Andrew said, at homecoming 1998. That was the 30th reunion for the class of 1968. And at the encouragement of many of the members of that class, I got involved, notifying people, letting them know who was attending, encouraging others to join in. It was so successful, it has led to many subsequent homecoming events, and also to me being selected to the MCAA board, which I served for the 2 terms that you are allowed, and where I met my fellow honoree, Reggie Sims. I purposely mention term limits. Now you can draw your own conclusions as to why. So many people have contributed to the success of returning to campus each year. I couldn't possibly name them all in the time allotted, but I will try to summarize. At one of our many roundtable discussions at the Hackett Hotel, or whatever it is or was called at the time, Squirrel suggested that people who travel from the West Coast have to be in town by Thursday, and there's nothing much to do on that day. Oh, I'm sorry, Squirrel. That's James Howell, class of 1968. At that time, and there were a few of us there, none of us realized that Tom Apple, also from the class of 1968, was an accomplished chef, till he noted that he could cook up a pig, and we could have a gathering on Thursday night to eat, drink, and be merry. Something most of us, at least minored in at MC. The pig roast has been ongoing at each homecoming for the last 9 years. The following at the pig roast and other events at homecoming has been steady each year, but the most rewarding visits are from folks that attend and tell us they haven't been on campus since they graduated. They're able to fill in the gaps in some of the old stories that the regulars engage in over and over. Each year I get a few new email addresses to add to the collection. The first emphasis that I put out is to attend homecoming. And while you're there, where to go? While you're there, join us at the Art Fordham Pig Roast, and also the Friday night gathering hosted by Lambda Chi Alpha. On that note, there's a few specific acknowledgments that need to be made about the Friday night event. The work and organization that goes into that party that is led by the youngsters that graduated in the early 1970s. Bob and Diane Fail, and John and Babs Douglas. And probably more importantly, in recognition, my wife Denise provides much support and even more tolerance to my involvement in this annual event. While we celebrate the 50 years since the class of 1966 graduated, it was actually 51 years ago this fall that I started my adventure here at Marietta. I remember exactly what my classes were that I signed up for. Remember, I was a math major. Math, physics, that makes sense. English, history, and the aforementioned Speech 101. I don't recall how I got assigned to all of them, but they certainly worked out well. And oh, by the way, I also played in the marching band, which wasn't much to speak of at the time, but I was there. Marietta provided much that I didn't even recognize when it was happening, but I sure have been grateful for it over the years. The liberal arts education has served me well, as have the friendships that had developed here. Thank you.